David Zaslav is a spineless, good-for-nothing destroyer who I firmly believe would sell the soul of his firstborn if it meant the next $1,000 he makes for WB is tax-free. Okay? He's a bad person. I truly believe to get to his level and to do the things he's done, you're not a good person. You don't have a soul, and if he did, it's sold already. Now, if you're here, you probably don't like him either. He's probably destroyed one of your favorite shows or video games, which recently he did. Or you might just not like him in general. Maybe it's like something completely else reason. I don't know. But if you're here, you probably hate him. And that's good. I hate him too. But I want to teach you how to truly hate this man. Because everybody's hating him. No. Because everybody's hating him on what he's doing currently. Or he did last year, 2022, 2023. Like since the pandemic. Since he became the CEO of Warner Brothers. I believe to be a true D1 hater, like myself, you need to hate what he did in the past. What he did to get the title of a villain of the television industry. Did you know that was a title he had at one point? Or he kind of had? Do you know why? It's because he fired a lot of people. It's because he ran things like a bad person. Or like a person who doesn't care about other people. So a businessman. Let's go back. Let's go back. I'm talking a lot. I'm doing a lot here. Let's really get into how you can hate him. And where you need to start is 2007. When he became the CEO of Discovery. Discovery had a lot of channels under its belt. The main one we really need to look at is the History Channel, but more importantly, TLC. TLC, if you know it today, is like a reality channel, right? Which it was back then too, but not to what we know today until David Zaslav took it over, right? Now, his first egregious act, and one of his first acts as the CEO of Discovery, was to jettison 25% of the company, right? It's a fancy technical word. He fired 25% of the company. That's what he did. He fired 25% of the company. And this is like the first indicator that, oh, you're only doing what like the executives want, what the like the board wants, what the shareholders want. You're working for them. And to say that is one thing, but to have a direct quote from one of the shareholders and executives at the time this is in reaction to David Zaslav jettisoning 25% of the company. There was some real turkey business there, Malone says, and David had to take them out behind the barn and shoot them. What? Okay, now, he would fire different teams that were working on projects that did take a lot more production-wise, but, you know, would produce really good results and really good TV shows, and he would cut them, right? Instead, he wanted to have more shows that used less production but more content. Do you see where I'm going here? He wanted more shows like Cake Boss or like Honey Boo Boo, which she was really popular at one point. Like stuff like that. Now don't get me wrong, I love me some Cake Boss. Buddy Velastro, that's my guy, right? Love that. Get some fondant in there, crazy, right? But to do that to these other shows, and this happened to the History Channel as well. I wasn't an avid History Channel watcher at this point in time, really. But if you watch the History Channel, which I have seen a lot of people complain, that over time, it did get a lot worse with like the production and all this other stuff. But mostly we're talking about TLC and what he did here, because what he did to TLC is what he's doing to Warner Brothers currently. And history truly repeats itself. So he also would like to run his company as Jack Welch did, his former boss at GE. If you know anything about Jack Welch, that is a man who did not like people in the sense that, oh, you work for me, that's cool and all, but I'm actually paying you and I could be using that money for myself and the shareholders, so you gotta go, right? I'll link a video to learning about Jack Welch in like 15 minutes, because it's also kind of what Elon's doing. It's really weird. But Zaslav, another thing that like is really weird is how he ran his company with, he didn't like that his workers were coming in at 9 and 9:30 and leaving at 6. He wanted people to be coming in early, leaving late, like grinding for a company that would fire them at a moment's notice. And in a specific quote, people were coming in at 9:30, heading out at 6. The company needed a jolt. Pacing is a big thing for a company. Have to keep your energy up, he says, as he grabs his second cup of coffee at 5:45 on a recent Monday morning. Also, the whole interview was actually really good. It's be linked in the description below. But I really didn't like he tries to portray himself as, oh, I'm up so early, I'm doing all this other stuff, blah blah blah. I do believe as a CEO, you're probably doing a lot, right? This was too much, David. It was a tad too much. Getting back to David Zaslav and Jack Welch, he also liked to run things like how Jack Welch did, which was, we're not planning for things, we're planning attacks, right? And so, a quote, so Zaslav often asks his subordinates for their attack plans, and Welch loved data. So Zaslav craves any he can get his hands on. I effing love data, he says. Don't come at me with what you think or what you feel. I want to know what you know, right? And this is just because, for those who don't know, a lot of the TV companies back then and even now with streamers, they don't give out their metrics on how they know things, or like, oh, we know this show's doing well because XYZ, right? But they want the data. They want everything there. And around this time, this is 2014, I believe, the article. Editing DJ can correct me, but this is 2014 in this article. This is around the time when TLC was really hitting its stride, right? Because we're getting all of these shows. We're getting My 600 Pound Life. We're getting Cake Boss. We're getting Honey Boo Boo. We're getting a bunch of other shows. But we're about to hit his gold mine, right? We're about to hit his gold mine, which is 90 Day Fiancé. 2014, picture it, January 12th. You get a show about people falling in love with people from other countries. This is the early 2010s, right? This is some new stuff, right? Catfish just happened 4 years previously to this with Neve and everything. Not even the show, like the documentary. So like, people are still very new to this online dating stuff, right? So you have a show where people get together and they have 90 days to decide to get married or not for this K1 visa, right? Great show. It does really well. It runs for a few years. So as David Zaslav, put yourself in a position, right? You got a bunch of other shows that are running really good. You've got this one golden child that is doing really well. Do you A, continue to produce it and, and like bump up the production value, give it some more stuff, really make it something, right? Do you B, do you decide, okay, actually, I'm just gonna like only do this show. Nothing else matters. I'm gonna put out so much of this show. Or do you C, start canceling a bunch of other shows to start putting out spin-offs of your show, of the 90 Day Fiancé? What do you do? I'll give you a second. Okay, that seems like more than enough time, right? D. The answer is D. You cut a bunch of other shows to put out more 90 Day Fiancé. You don't give it any more really production value, but you do pump out a bunch more. Let's run through the list for you real quick, shall we? Right, so we have 90 Day Fiancé. And then we have 90 Day Fiancé Happily Ever After. We have 90 Day Fiancé The Other Way. We have 90 Day Fiancé UK. We have 90 Day Fiancé Darcy and Stacy, which is a spin-off show about these two twin sisters, Darcy and Stacy. We have 90 Day Fiancé The Family Chantel, which is a spin-off series about one of the families that was on 90 Day Fiancé and just her family, the Chantels, right? Well, not the Chantels, her name's Chantel. It doesn't matter. We have 90 Day Fiancé Bears All, which is like a tell-all and like showing behind the scenes of other episodes. Then we have 90 Day Fiancé Just Landed, 90 Day Fiancé Self Quarantine. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And if you thought, DJ, 9 spin-offs is crazy, what if I said there were more? What if I said there was 90 Day Fiancé The Other Way? There's another other way. Give me a second. 90 Day Fiancé The Other Way, Pillow Talk. What's a Pillow Talk, you ask? Pillow Talk is where the people from other 90 Day Fiancé shows. So say you're on 90 Day Fiancé UK, and now you're on 90 Day Fiancé Pillow Talk. You're the UK version, but you're watching 90 Day Fiancé in your bed. They give you a little tripod like how I'm recording this. They put a camera in your room or in your front room. You sit there and you watch the episode of 90 Day Fiancé that just aired. And I'm not being hyperbolic about this. I'm not like joking. I'm so serious when I say it's the episode right before. So say you watch 90 Day Fiancé The Other Way. The episode next is 90 Day Fiancé The Other Way, Pillow Talk, where people from other seasons rewatch that episode and give you their commentary. Right. So 90 Day Fiancé The Other Way, Pillow Talk. 90 Day Fiancé What Now? 90 Day Fiancé The Last Resort, which is currently ongoing, The Last Resort, which is couples from other 90 Day Fiancé shows that aren't really working out, and so their last resort is to go on a vacation that's in a resort. Oh, the double entendre, whatever. 90 Day Fiance After the 90 Days, which is pretty self-explanatory. 90 Day Fiance Love in Paradise. 90 Day Fiance Diaries. What is that? That was 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That's 16. And that's a lot. And you're probably saying, Data, oh my god, that actually is quite a bit. And what if I said there were more? 90 Day Fiance. Sorry, it's getting dark in the room. I cannot see, bro. 90 Day Fiance Ask Mama Chantel. Who is Mama Chantel, you ask? Do you remember the 90 Day Fiance, the family Chantel? It's Chantel's mom. 90 Day Fiance Spice It Up with David and Annie. A couple from another 90 Day Fiance show. 90 Day Fiance Call. Foodie Call. 90 Day Fiance Love Games. 90 Day Fiance The Podcast. 90 Day Fiance Lovers Collection. 90 Day Fiance Watch Party. 90 Day Fiance Extra Love. 90 Day Fiance More to Love. 90 Day Fiance Before the 90 Days Pillow Talk. Side note, I didn't list all the pillow talks. There are five pillow talks for 5 different 90 Day Fiance shows. In total, there's 26 spinoffs. Not all of them are currently going on, but a good chunk of them are still going on. 26. We didn't need 26. We didn't need 26. You know what I mean? Like, hold on. I gotta turn my room. And the way he ran TLC with really only focusing on like one thing or focusing on like a few, and you're just constantly putting them out, man. Like, consistently just tossing these bad boys out. It's because they don't take a lot of production. You don't need a lot of people for it, but you have so much content, right? He's like a YouTube clip farm before we had him, man. Before people started doing all this stuff on TikTok, before there was these family channels on TikTok, there was TL freaking C. And that's what he was doing. And normally, I wouldn't really have a problem with this. And I'll be honest with you, I love me some 90 Day Fiance. I've been watching that with my family for years. I'm there for it, right? The problem is that he's also during this time cutting other shows, firing a bunch of people, which is a thing he's just known for, right? I'm gonna fire a bunch of people at the beginning of the quarter, make us look good. I'm gonna fire a bunch of people at the end of the quarter, make us look good. They weren't doing enough. They weren't doing blah, blah, blah. What? Like, he's only doing it for the money. He's only ever been doing it for the money. It's always been for the money. If you see the current Looney Tunes stuff going on, he's doing it for the money. He cut your favorite show for the money. And I'm saying your favorite show, but I'm looking into the camera and I'm seeing myself. Infinity Train deserved a season 4. It was getting a season 4. Close enough didn't have to go. Like, that's not what this video is about. It's not what this video is about. But it is, in a sense. Because, man, like, it didn't have to leave. It didn't have to go. But he wanted to save money, right? And so, around, that's really all you need to know about his past to really elevate yourself to hate him. But let's get to where we are a little bit now. With a lot of the tax stuff he's doing. With, oh, if I cut this show and make sure nobody can air it, nobody can buy into the merch, nobody can visually watch it and have to pay anybody anything, I can say I did it at a loss and get money back in taxes. How is that legal? Well, it's obviously legal because our system's corrupt and people are being paid to do this, and so it's still legal. But how is this legal? Like, bro, what? What? Batwoman was a fully finished movie! That was a fully finished movie! Like, I hate this man. I truly do. I truly do. Or let's talk about something else, right? Let's talk about something near and dear to my heart, to Data the Great's heart. Blue Beetle. Blue Beetle. And Xolo Maridueña. Near and dear to my heart. From Cobra Kai and to watching Blue Beetle from the Batman, the Brave and the Bold, and seeing Blue Beetle for the first time. Near and dear to my heart. So lo and behold, when I see this article, and it's like, oh, Hollywood's moving away from DEI. They were never really truly there for like DEI. And DEI, I'm not getting too deep in the woods on this, but the article is actually talking about David Zaslav and how they stopped. I guess they were doing some weekly thing at Warner Brothers, like online, and like updating like DEI stuff and going, I don't know, I can't prove it. I wasn't there to see it, but apparently they were doing stuff like that, and now they're not anymore, and they're no longer doing more pushes for like inclusivity and diversity. And I guess Blue Beetle was one of them because it was listed on there. I loved the Blue Beetle movie. If you didn't, go argue with your mom about it. I don't care. But like, why were we looking to David Zaslav to being the voice of like, oh yeah, this is what Hollywood wants. This is what Hollywood needs. If Hollywood told David Zaslav he had to oil himself up and put some feathers on his back and walk through the streets of Hollywood, if that meant he was getting $1 million tax-free dollars, he would do it. If they said, hey man, actually Hollywood's moving towards being there for pedophiles, he'd be like, bro, me and R. Kelly are like this. Like, he would, which Hollywood's arguably always been there for pedophiles. But, like, he doesn't care. He's never cared. And so it's always weird to look at him like somebody who cares. Somebody who, like, really feels. I don't believe that man has an emotion outside of greed. Like, Mr. Krabs probably feels more than he does. That is genuinely how I feel about this man. From the cuts he made all of last year to giving himself a... Okay, I can't see the one from 2024, but from 2023, he gave himself a $22 million cash bonus. $22 million. Outside of the other package stuff that he gets, I don't care about that. The 20... For what? For what? Max is failing. Max is failing. You're cutting everything people like to see. And you're like, but we're making more money. Like, because technically you are making more money. But from a consumer standpoint, you're failing. But at this certain point, do you really care about the consumers? No, of course not. You care about the shareholders, and you care about having a good time on this earth, because you know good and well you're going to hell, buddy. I'm sorry. He sold his soul, dog. Like, he doesn't have one. He doesn't have one. He just... Oh, again, maybe I'm biased, because he keeps cutting all of my favorite shows to watch. Maybe I'm biased. Who knows? I'm getting a little heated. I'm getting a tad heated. Just a little bit. But like, dog, what are we doing? What are we doing with this man? Right? HBO at one point is putting out like really good shows, right? And I still think they do. For the most part, they really do. Even though like a lot of stuff is under the umbrella of HBO/Max now, so it's like hard to differentiate. Like Side Effects, great show. I think it's almost over, if not like season 1's almost done. Great show, right? They're putting out good stuff. But like they're putting out like The Sopranos, Game of Thrones, Curb Your Enthusiasm, The Righteous Gemstones. Crazy show. Love The Righteous Gemstones. Love me some Walton Goggins, right? Like they were putting out some really good stuff, Veep, right? But now they're putting out a reality show about the Paul brothers. Who asked for that? Who asked for that? I don't know any self-respecting 23-year-old, 23-year-old who watches Logan and or Jake Paul. So this is for like children, right? But like they don't really watch TV like that. So who's this really for? But it's a reality show, and you know people are gonna hate watch it, so you'll put it on. He's doing the same stuff he did with TLC, to Max, to Discovery, to like all these other things. And from a monetary standpoint, it does work. And that is why I do believe he'll stay the CEO. He'll probably stay there until he dies. Or he'll leave at one point and give it a crazy severance package. Side note, Severance, amazing show. But like he really does get money for the company at the expense of the consumer. And I think we're ushering in an age, especially with streamers, to where the consumers no longer matter. Like, they don't care about us. And they've been showing that since David Zaslav first really got on this scene in 2007, well, technically 2008, and 2014, right? But it's really apparent now with how they're moving, especially, like, Netflix isn't as egregious of this. Zaslav, however, is. They're cutting full movies that were done that people wanted to see. They're taking off shows. Warner Brothers just took off Looney Tunes. What do you mean I can't watch Looney Tunes on a Warner Brothers app? What? They're forever killing stuff. Did you know The Day the Earth Blew Up? Did you know that movie's out? I only know because of Twitter. There's no advertising. They just killed a Wonder Woman game, bro. That was going to have like a similar Nemesis system to which they also have the rights to. It's frustrating, and with the current political climate, we're really getting to a point to where they don't care about the common man, the common woman, the common person. They don't care. They don't care about us. They don't care about you. They don't care about me. They only care about us giving them money, which has always been a thing. But at least at one point it wasn't as apparent. At least at one point they really did do things for like the consumer. Oh, this will be good for them. They'll probably give us more for this. They'll probably do more because of this. But now it's like, no, I'm gonna give you some slop. I'm also gonna cut all of the shows that you do like using these streamers for, because it's gonna get to a point to where it's really frustrating. I'm not gonna get too frustrated about it. I'm gonna chill out. But what's the whole point of streamers if we can't keep stuff on them? Dog, you own that. Like, you own the licensing. And for taxes, you cut it for tax. Like, dog, what? You had the creator of OKKO having to post his own show on like a Google Doc because Zaslav took it off and you couldn't get that anywhere. We're reaching crazy times. And like I said, you've seen the view. I hate this man. I hate this man to my core. I truly do. I truly do. I love the shows that are under him, but the way that he runs things. Not only is it not for the consumer, it's not for the artists, it's not for the creators, it's not for the people in Hollywood. It's for himself and those shareholders. And truly, I hope they never know peace. If this is your first video watching me, hi, hello, welcome. Crazy one, I know. This is a Thursday video, so it's really off the cuff. That's why I don't even have a full script here. I just had notes. Come back tomorrow for the Fire Force video. That's gonna be fun, right? Talking about Fire Force? Talking about I don't care. Listen. If this is your first time watching, hi, hello, welcome, thank you. Oh my god, hi. Oh my god, hi. This is my last time seeing you. Oh my god, no. Bye. Thanks for watching. Okay, bye. Yeah. What if I don't see you? Have a good afternoon, good evening, and good. I did it wrong again. But if I don't see you again, have a good afternoon, good evening, and good night.